Let me go to this page here. So, good morning. I realized, I kind of watched the YouTube video of this, and I thought, I kind of get up here and start rambling on, but I probably should introduce myself, even though most of us here in the room. But I am B.A. Huffman, and I'm the ministry coordinator here, as Julia had pointed out, and doing the music as well. So hello and welcome to all of you online now or later, and that's that. I named this talk Good Vibrations, and I promise you I'm not going to break into the Beach Boys song, all right? Woo, right? Okay, that's all you get. Yeah. But it's funny because I said, oh, well, let me listen to this song. And I listened to the song and I was like, well, there's not a lot to that song that I can even bring into the service. I'd really have to dig and really try to do a lot of reinterpreting things. It's a fun song. But a few weeks ago, actually, I came up with this talk title, Good Vibes, Good Vibrations, Good Vibes. Do you ever walk into a room and meet someone and they give off a really good vibe? You just get a good vibe about a person, right? You just know it. There's nothing, they may have not even spoken yet. You sense something, right? You get a good vibe. Or a place, a room. You walk in and you get a good vibe about a person or a place. Or sometimes the opposite happens, right? You walk somewhere and you get an icky feeling, like a bad vibe about something or someone or some situation. Reverend Donna said to me a couple months ago when I first got here, she said, when I walk into the room, when I walk into the church, I just feel the love here. Don't you feel the love? It's the vibe, right? Back in the 70s, and I was just a tyke, I was Brand's age, and in 1973 or something, I don't know. But in the 70s, that was a big thing, right? In the 60s and 70s, that's the song, is from 1965, I think, the Beach Boys, but it's good vibrations, good vibes, right? Vibes, that's a real thing. Vibration and how we feel about something, it's a real thing. And another way to put that is the consciousness of a place, right? It's our new way of saying the same thing. What is the consciousness of a person? We sense that right away, don't we? Now, not that we should be judging where they are on their consciousness journey, but you do get a sense of the consciousness of a person, a place, a room. Exactly 1 year ago, I was coming up here to be a part of the Jeshua Intensives here in October. It would be a week from the next weekend. But I had left California with my friend Reverend Rose, and we had driven up through the eastern side of California, beautiful drive at this time of year, and avoiding Interstate 5. And we crossed into the state of Oregon. And there's a small town as you cross into the state of Oregon. I'm not going to name the town, but there's a small town we went through, and we drove into it, and we're like, look at this cute town. Look at these Victorian houses, and and look, there's some deer walking in the Episcopal Church front yard. Little did I know that was a thing everywhere in this town, but but that's not a thing in Palm Springs, California, where I come from, where I live now. So we go into this town and we see this old grocery store with an old 1950s sign, and it was like, oh, this is so cool, let's go in there. We park the van and we get out, and we didn't say anything to each other at first. We went in, we did our grocery shopping, and we came back out and we had this yuck feeling. Both of us had it individually, and then once we talked about it, we both realized that we had a sense of, there was a weird vibe about that place, that town. There was a consciousness of that town that to us individually, but then as a couple of friends, felt heavy. It felt sad. It felt angry. Sometimes you just see that in the signs, literally the signs that are posted around. You see angry signs, or but it had that heavy consciousness. So that consciousness can be in a person, it can be in a town, it can be in a room, it can be in a county or a state or an entire nation. Like, it doesn't take very long to look around the globe and find a consciousness or a vibe of a nation that, ooh, that just doesn't feel like it's sitting in the highest version of itself. There's also some of these vibes. I'm going to change the setting on my keyboard here for a minute, but some of the settings, some of the consciousness is neither good nor bad. It's just a different consciousness, right? So if we look at, say, a political spectrum, we might see that there's a consciousness here and there's a consciousness here, and one sees the other as not good. But within that either party, the consciousness feels perfectly fine. The vibe between those people in each party is perfectly fine and actually good, right? So who are we to say one bad? I changed my settings because I say, you know, we've got this, and you heard this a little bit last couple weeks ago, right? But you've got this consciousness, beautiful harmony going on, and then you've got this, and that's. But if I take one away, there's this consciousness, which is pretty, and this consciousness, which is pretty, but together, not so much, right? Right. So neither one is wrong. They're just really beautiful on their own level. That vibration. So that is. That is a lesson for me. That is a lesson for me to stay out of a place of judging this town for its consciousness, or what I perceived its consciousness. Its vibration is its vibration, right? Its mine didn't vibe with it. But does that mean that it's a bad vibration? Is that, or is it just something different? This is not, I don't have the answer to that question other than, for me, choosing to judge it on a different vibration is not going to bring about the best and highest version of myself. I'm not here to judge, to say which one is good. They're not going to be together. Mine's not going to work with that one. Each one of us, we have a deep desire in our lives, right? Now, I don't mean the kind of desire that, like, oh, I want a new television or a new car or a working iPhone or, a piece of BlackBerry pie. Not that kind of desire. But we have a desire, each one of us, and it's going to be different. Like a few that I wrote down, that some of these may apply to me and some of them may apply to you. Some desires that I'm talking about are true peace in our hearts, right? That's a desire for me, like peace in my heart. Freedom from restrictive situations. That's something that not everyone has. Some people have that deep desire for freedom from a restrictive situation. Consistent joy and happiness, not just sporadic, but consistent joy and happiness. This is a deep desire, right? Deep contentment. Well, we know that means different from, that means I'm satisfied with what I've got, with what I have in life. And a big one, I see it in my own life and I see it in a lot of other people's, a sense of worth, not just self-worth, but worth and appreciation, a sense of people appreciating me, appreciating, and being relevant. I speak with a lot of people who struggle with that, who a sense of their own self-worth, a sense of their relevance in the world. These are deeply held desires, much different than, like I said, a piece of BlackBerry pie, which I also deeply desire. The thing about these desires that I sort of processed this week is these desires all have their own vibration. They all have their own consciousness, right? And we get to these places, we obtain these desires by aligning ourselves with those vibrations, right? So that sounds really, really easy, but it's not. And it's not for me. Maybe it is for you. Good on you. But what I find is, if my own vibration, it starts to rise. Now, I think for me, a raised vibration is sort of chaotic. And so raised vibration to me equals low consciousness. And as I lower my vibrational rate and calm it, just like calming your heartbeat, calming your breathing, my consciousness raises. It's like a seesaw, right? One feeds the other. What's the word? Well, I can't think of that word right now. Synergistically, yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Equilibrium, yes, yeah, and there's sort of one's feeding the other, synergy, but in opposites, right? So if I am in a situation where my vibrational rate is um, I'm likely not going to resonate with something that's got a nice, cool, and calm vibration. And the things that I deeply desire, that list of things that we all took a minute of, those are operating on a very nice, low vibration. I don't mean slow and bad and low consciousness. I mean, these things are calm. And so, like the other day, I went to the Crab Fest. Have you been? Yes, yes. Those of you maybe watching online, we have this annual Crab Fest here in Port Angeles, and so I went on Friday. And it was a beautiful night. If you've seen the moon lately, I went during the day, but I stayed until the moon was rising, and it's just a stunning night. But one of the really beautiful things for me is I landed an excellent parking place. Like I don't know how I've got my big camper van and I'm driving through town. Like look, parking karma, and there I got this great space right down on the water. Yeah, yeah, like across from that pizza shop that it's down on the water, down near the Black Ball Ferry and stuff. I mean, who knew? So I get this spot there, and I walked toward the thing, and I just paused for a minute. I took some stunning pictures of flowers, which maybe you'll see in coming weeks on the things, but or on my Facebook. If you're a Facebook friend of mine, you'd see them there. I post them. Anyway, I'm off topic. The water. The water was absolutely flat, and not a single wave or ripple or anything. It was absolutely calm. Now, vibration is something that's in everything, right? Sound is vibration. A bell, you hear it because it vibrates, right? A string on a violin or a guitar or even on an acoustic piano, the strings vibrate. That's what causes sound, right? Vibration is, and our eardrums, right? Our eardrums pick up the vibration in the air, and that's how we hear things. Our brain then perceives it as hearing. When the wind is moving, it's a vibration. And so when the wind blows, what happens to the water? It ripples, right? And so a really windy day, if you're out in one of the Great Lakes, or I'm sure here, I haven't lived here long enough, but like when it's windy, you don't even have to be out in it. You look out your window and you see the waves going, you know that it's windy out there. So the vibrations of the wind cause the water to ripple, which is also a vibration, right? And so when it doesn't happen, when there's a low wind, there's low water, low waves. And when I look at that calm, clear water, then I'm calm. And then when I'm calm, my emotions are calm, then the people that I interact with are calm. And it becomes, quote, a ripple effect from the wind, its effect on the water's effect on me and my moods. So vibrations, they start one place and they really do ripple through in so many ways. So when we align with these good feelings that we want, these desires, this is what I had to do, is I had to bring my vibration level lower. I was speaking with a woman this week, and whose adult daughter is in the hospital right now battling cancer. It's a tough battle for her right now, particularly. And this woman, while not so concerned because of her journey, not so concerned about her daughter's condition, but this woman was challenged by the vibe of a hospital. Sometimes you go into a hospital and what you might perceive is sickness and a struggle. They can be that way, and you've got these wonderful people, these nurses and doctors who are trying to keep things up, but they're not. Hospitals aren't necessarily happy places. It's not McDonald's Playland, right? So we took a moment to just sit in the stillness together and to lower our own vibrational rates, just to join, to access spirit, to access love. And when we did this, all of the tension, all of the yuck of the hospital the possibility of going to a hospital to visit, all of that dissolved. It was all neutralized by lowering our vibrational rate, by just joining and aligning with the things that we do want, not the things that we don't want. As long as this woman is stuck in, I don't want to be in this hospital, I don't want to go visit this person, or I don't want to be part of that. If we stay in that place, we're creating that energy around it. We're sustaining the energy around the negative part. But if we are able to get down to a place of our vibration being very low, then we can find the alignment of the thing that we actually want. In this case, healing. In this case, support. It just took all the yuck away, and it was a beautiful moment for her and for me. Anyone relate to that? Yeah, it's good. The other thing, when we talk about, and I mentioned it a little earlier, is the third unity principle, that we create our lives through our thoughts and our beliefs, right? So anything that we think about in a positive way, we can create more positive energy around it, more positive consciousness, and the vice versa is true also. The change has to begin in ourselves, and it's not a forced change, all right? It has to be something that we relax into. It's something that we allow to happen, right? We allow ourselves to get into a space that allows other things, all our desires to come to us. Again, emphasizing that it's not that an outcome that we don't want, but an outcome that we do want, whether that's peace or abundance or joy or self-worth. That's a big one. Anyone? Yeah, I'll raise my hand. Self-worth, that's a big one. Whew. Harmonious relationships with people, right? If we can see the outcome that we want and align ourselves with that, if we can allow our vibrations to align, we can see the results almost instantaneously. You can feel the negativity melt away. It's all about allowing. It's all about allowing peace within. In absolute surrender, so serenity begins. For when the storm subsided and calm becomes the way, it's all about allowing it to stay. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burden and just simply letting go. For as you cease the struggle and love pours through your heart, it's all about allowing it to start. Now feel a warm and shining, new with promise, strong, undying love, different than any you have known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing change to show, then living in the moment like it's all you'll ever know. And though it won't be easy, you can say you truly tried, for it's all about allowing it inside. now feel it new and shining, new with promise, strong, undying love, different than you have ever known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burdens and then simply letting go. For as you stop the struggle and love pours through your heart, it's all about allowing from the start. It's all about allowing it to start. In this moment, with deep breaths, with the relaxation of my shoulders, with the relaxation of my face, I lower my vibrational rate and I raise my consciousness. When I have a desired condition for peace within in my heart, for self-worth, for harmonious relationships, I know that I can come to this place. I know that I can lower my vibrational rate and bring it down to a slow, easy, undulating place that then makes way and space for the same vibration of that which I desire. It's mine to go to anytime. In my heart, I have desires that I've made known. In my heart, I have desires that are secrets to my heart. And in this beautiful moment, with this collective consciousness, this collective vibration, I access the consciousness of my desires. I allow love to show. I allow love to grow. I allow and I align. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burdens and then simply letting go. For as you stop the struggle and love pours through your heart, it was all about allowing from the start. It's all about allowing it to start.